Part 1, The Awakening. You don't grow the day life is easy. You grow the day you get tired of your own patterns. There comes a moment where the mirror is louder than the noise. Where you stare into yourself and realize, this can't be it. You've been surviving. Checking boxes. Smiling on the outside but crumbling in silence. Not because you're weak, but because you've ignored the call inside you for far too long. There's a version of you that's untouched by fear, unbothered by judgment, unshaken by failure. And it's buried under layers of distraction, doubt, and delay. You keep saying, one day. But one day isn't a date on the calendar. It's a choice. Today can be that day. Not the day you change everything, but the day you stop settling. Not the day you become the best, but the day you commit to becoming better. Growth is uncomfortable, but so is staying stuck. So choose your pain, because one leads to your evolution, and the other, your extinction. Part 2. Breaking old chains. Growth doesn't start with new habits. It starts with old chains, and breaking them. See, you've been conditioned to shrink. To apologize for your ambition. To settle for peace that's actually silence. Maybe it started in childhood. Maybe in heartbreak. But somewhere along the line, you began to believe the lie. That being small was safer. But safe never changed the world. Safe never fulfilled a soul. Safe is just the graveyard where your potential goes to die quietly. To grow, you must confront what's been controlling you. That inner voice saying, you're not enough. That dream is too big. People like you don't make it. Lies. Every single one of them. You were not born to repeat cycles. You were born to break them. This is not about blame. It's about responsibility. You may not be at fault for your wounds, but healing is your job now. And healing doesn't happen when you hide your scars. It happens when you say, this ends with me. This begins with me. So let the old version of you fall away. Mourn it if you must. But don't look back. You're not going that way. Part 3, The Silent Season. No one tells you this. But becoming better can feel lonelier than staying broken. Growth has a quiet phase, where you're letting go of who you were, but not yet sure who you're becoming. It's that in-between season, where your phone is dry, your circle feels smaller, and the applause, silent. You'll wonder if you're making a mistake. You'll crave the comfort of your old habits, even when you know they poisoned your purpose. This is the test. Can you be loyal to your future, while nothing around you confirms your progress? Because before the breakthrough, there is always silence. Before the transformation, there is always isolation. Don't mistake quiet for failure. Don't confuse distance for abandonment. Sometimes the universe moves people out of your way, because they would have delayed your growth. Sometimes the struggle shows up to make sure you're serious. And sometimes, you just need time to rebuild the foundation of who you are. So if it feels heavy, good. It means you're shifting. And if it feels quiet, listen closely. That silence? That's your old life packing up. Part 4, Discipline is Freedom. Everybody wants growth. Until it looks like repetition. Until it looks like waking up early. Saying no to comfort. Doing the same hard thing, again. But this is the secret. Discipline is not punishment. It's power. You think freedom is doing whatever you want. But real freedom? It's becoming whoever you were born to be. And that version of you? That future you? They don't rise by accident. They rise through structure, not motivation. Because motivation fades. Discipline shows up when motivation doesn't. Discipline laces up your shoes, while motivation hits snooze. You want confidence? Keep the promises you make to yourself. You want self-respect? Show up for the vision even when no one's watching. Discipline is not about perfection. It's about consistency. Messy, sweaty, boring consistency. And every day you show up. Even when it's small. Even when it's slow. You're stacking bricks. Not just habits, but character. One brick at a time. So build. Even when you're tired. Even when it's quiet. Even when it's thankless. Because the person you become is shaped more by your rituals than your resolutions. Part 5. Failure is your teacher. You will fall. You will fail. You will try, and still not get it right. And that's not a sign to quit. That's a sign you're in it, for real. Because failure is not the opposite of success. It's the training ground for it. The strongest people you admire? They didn't get there because they never lost. They got there because they didn't stay down. You don't grow from winning. You grow from learning how to rise again. So stop treating your mistakes like life sentences. They're lessons. They're feedback. They're course correction. Failure humbles you, refines you, and shows you what doesn't work, so you can finally discover what does. But here's the catch. You have to stay in the game. You can't let one loss define your identity. You can't call yourself unworthy just because life said, not yet. So the next time you fall, stand up taller. Wipe the dust from your name. And keep walking. Because the only real failure is becoming so afraid of losing that you never dare to build again. Part 6. The power of choosing you. At some point, you have to stop waiting. Waiting for the perfect timing. Waiting for someone to believe in you. Waiting for fear to disappear. And just decide. Decide to choose you. Not the watered-down version. Not the version that blends in. But the version that's been whispering, please, let me live. Choosing yourself means saying no to people who drain you, to habits that waste you, to dreams that aren't even yours. It means walking away from tables where your voice has to beg to be heard. It means risking discomfort now, so you don't live in regret later. People might not clap. They might not understand. But that's okay. Because this chapter isn't about proving anything. It's about becoming everything. Choosing you doesn't mean you don't love others. It means you finally love yourself enough to stop breaking into pieces just to keep them whole. So start choosing. Choose healing over hiding. Choose growth over gossip. Choose vision over validation. The moment you choose you, truly, without apology, everything begins to shift. Not because the world changes, but because you finally do. Part 7. Protect your energy. You can't grow if you keep giving your energy to everything that drains you. Not every invitation deserves your yes. Not every argument deserves your voice. And not every person deserves front row seats to the most sacred thing on earth, your peace. Protecting your energy isn't selfish. It's survival. You've spent too long entertaining chaos, confusing noise for purpose, calling distraction support. But every time you water a dead thing, you lose a little of your own bloom. Let that sink in. Not everyone is meant to go with you. Some people only loved the version of you that played small, that stayed stuck, that never made them uncomfortable. But growth threatens comfort. And elevation exposes those who were only clapping when you weren't rising. So protect your mind like it's gold. Guard your time like it's sacred. Defend your boundaries like your life depends on it. Because it does. Every minute you waste on what doesn't serve you is a minute stolen from what could build you. You don't need to fix them. You don't need to explain yourself. Just move. Quietly. Powerfully. On purpose. Part 8, Identity over Image. The world will always tell you who to be. But your power is in choosing who you are. Even when no one's watching. See, there's a difference between image and identity. Image is curated. Filtered. Shaped to please people who don't even know you. But identity? That's raw. That's rooted. That's built in silence and tested in storms. You weren't born to perform. You were born to live. And no applause is worth losing yourself for. So stop trying to look like success. And start becoming it. Success isn't the car. It's the courage. It's the quiet decisions no one sees. Waking up early. Choosing discipline. Speaking truth when lies are easier. Your identity is formed in the shadows. In the moments when no one claps. When it's just you versus your excuses. So ask yourself. When the lights go off. And the world stops watching. Who are you? Not what they call you. Not what you post. But what you live. Because when identity is strong, image becomes irrelevant. And when you stop chasing how it looks, you start building what lasts. Part 9, Legacy is built daily. Legacy isn't built in a moment. It's built in the morning you didn't quit. In the nights you stayed focused. In the choices no one clapped for, but you made anyway. You don't need a million followers to change the world. You just need to live like your life has meaning. Because it does. Every action is a seed. Every word is a brick. And every habit, that's the house your future lives in. So ask yourself. What are you building? A life that looks good online? Or a life that feels whole in the dark? Your legacy isn't what people post when you're gone. It's what people carry while you're still here. It's the energy you bring into a room. The truth you speak when it costs you. The way you love when it's inconvenient. You won't always see the impact. But that's the beauty of legacy. It outlives applause. So build something real. Not perfect. Not loud. But true. Because the greatest thing you'll ever leave behind is the permission for others to become fully themselves. Part 10, The Return to Self. This journey was never about becoming someone else. It was about remembering who you were. Before the world told you who to be. You were always powerful. But life, it layered you. With expectations. With fear. With noise. It made you forget. But now, you remember. You remember that growth doesn't mean becoming perfect. It means becoming honest. About what hurts. About what heals. About what you no longer want to carry. You remember that power isn't loud. It's quiet. It's showing up when no one claps. It's walking away without burning the bridge. Because you finally love yourself enough to let peace win. You remember that your worth is not in doing. It's in being. And you are enough. Not because you have it all together. But because you're still standing. Still evolving. Still willing. So breathe. Not to escape. But to arrive. Into your body, your moment, your truth. This is the return. To courage. To clarity. To self. Not the old self, but the version that's been waiting for you to finally say, I'm ready.